Hey everyone, hopefully having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it together. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That is where I dive deeper into these topics, looking for potential investment opportunities. We do have a discount code special, which is the discount code to get you a 50% off the first month only, and a larger discount on the yearly membership for anyone who wants to sign up to the yearly, even if you're switching from monthly to yearly. Let's dive in and take a look, see what's going on. So, starting with the dollar, we have a stronger DXY, a little bit higher to the upside, and guess what? Yields were also higher. So, I mean, the dollar is just following whatever yields do. And yields, well, it's a complicated deal going on here. We are at resistance for the 2-year, and we'll see if we fall back below it or if we punch back through to the upside. Now, the 10-year and 30-year, they're sitting on top of patterns. Here's kind of the patterns that I'm talking about here. We can throw a trend line right through here. It's sitting on top of that, and it also has a bullish kind of pennant flag formation. That looks good to go higher. So if the long end's going on up, and then the 30-year also looks pretty strong there, we can extend that out there. And that's broken to the upside, sitting on top of patterns. I think the long end of the curve's going up, 30-year and the 10-year. The 2-year, this could easily go up as well. So makes me think that the dollar could also go higher. Although this does look like a bearish situation here where we could fall. So again, we'll see what occurs here. I don't know if we'll see the DXY fall and interest rates go up. It's possible because the DXY is just an arbitrary measurement against other currencies. We've got TYX, TNX ratio slightly lower, which means it's inverted just a teeny bit. And we've stayed at this inverted state for a pretty long time, ever since March 2022. Bond prices are down as yields are up, and we're heading a little bit lower. This very well could head lower. We've got stronger selling pressure coming in here and not much of a bounce. So it kind of looks like an inverted flag pattern, a continuation pattern to the downside, signaling also further strength in yields and weakness in bond prices. The 2 and the 10-year, this is pulled back slightly, but this still looks good to go higher, which means that the yield curve could invert again of the 2 and the 10. So could we see the 2 invert over the 10 again? I don't know. It sure looks like we could, and we'll see if that actually occurs. The gold price up massively, up $50 an ounce. Now here's something that's weird with gold. It makes me think that they're trying to do something here. Whenever you see these big bearish engulfing candlesticks, whenever you get this large selling pressure move where a whole bunch of selling pressure occurs and you get absolutely no follow through the next day and you've got massive buying pressure in it. Really? I mean, you don't see this that often unless there's news released or something released. But a lot of the times when you get big selling pressure, it's followed by like a small little candlestick and you get some sort of pullback because there's a bunch of sellers that you hit some sort of resistance. But in this case, massive up move today, which I don't see too often next to large bearish engulfing candlesticks. We've got silver up massively today too, 1.6%. Well, maybe not massively, but it's up. And this looks good to go higher. We bounced off resistance, put in a good bullish engulfing today, and I think we're going to try to break through the $34 level. So this looks very good. Platinum down slightly. I've got the trend line drawn here. We've got a big bullish formation there, a big bullish engulfing with a bloody nose. And I do think it looks good to try to break higher. or platinum. Give it time. And then palladium, we are up slightly and we are consolidating a little bit in this little area there. We're above support. Everything looks good. Small down candlesticks on the red days, big green candlesticks on the up days through here, and that is generally a recipe for a move higher. GDX up 1.14, GDXJ up 1.1, and SILJ sideways. These are all bearish candlestick formations across the board here with the big selling pressure. But if gold can continue higher and silver can continue higher, I don't see why those wouldn't go higher. So let's hold. I'm not going to hold my breath. I'll just watch it and see what happens. XAU to gold ratio still at a really low level, down slightly today. And gosh, guys, this is so cheap. Gold, silver mining companies divided by gold. We've broken the downtrend, and we are at just ridiculously cheap ratio here given time. Crude oil up 1.43%, putting in a bullish engulfing here. That generally works its way on up. That's a bottoming pattern. Could we bottom here and start working our way on up? I think so. I think it's a very high possibility. TTF gas down slightly, and we're back within the pattern here of that uptrend channel, ping-ponging back and forth within it. Nat gas in America up 7.19%, launching above resistance again. And we'll see if it sticks. We are trying to break through this channel to the upside, and we could get a little bit of a run here if we break out and start to run. It looks good to try to do that. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, up 1.15%, and we are still above support and underneath resistance. Haven't broken out yet, and I do think crude oil is going to have to work its way on up for this to break on out, if we're going to break out. OIH up 1.7%, pretty big day, and it looks like it's trying to break out of this little consolidation we've got going on there. We'll see if we can do it. Newcastle Coal Futures trading sideways at support. Long-term support, that is, right, going across there. And you can draw it a little bit lower. I kind of just quickly threw that in, but it's probably something like that. Physical Uranium Trust up slightly, but still inside of this falling flag. It's a falling flag pattern, but it's a big flag. Uranium futures pricing down 2.35%. Looks like we could fall a little bit there in the short term. URA up 0.82% and just trading sideways. URNM up slightly. This is still a bearish pattern here. It's a inverted bloody nose is what I call it. So we could still see some downside. It's possible, unless something shows up here. And then URNJ doing the same thing as URNM. We could still have some downside here ahead of us. Copper down slightly back to support. So we're right kind of trying to break out on the longer term monthly candlestick. The weekly, we are doing a back test here of potential support, and however you want to draw it, you can draw it whichever way. It doesn't really matter. Copper down slightly for the ETF, COPX, and that still looks good to go higher. Iron ore up slightly, and again, we've broken through this downtrend. This looks good to work its way on up. It looks fantastic. Up, up, up. Aluminum right at resistance. We'll see if we can punch through it, but we're right there trying to do something. Nickel up 0.3, and we're still looks good. It's a double bottom within a double bottom. So I think we can work our way on up slowly. Mu 1% higher. We're back within the pattern here. This is a retest. I think it's a good spot to be looking. And I think we'll eventually work our way on up. Emerging markets. We had a stronger dollar, stronger yields. Emerging markets have been pretty strong here today. And up 0.7%, breaking out of this bottoming pattern here. KRE up 0.9% for regional banks. This looks good to go way higher. We've got a Livermore accumulation cylinder that we could potentially break. TAN, we are up 1.7%. Looking all right in all these little downtrend lines there. And they are squeezing. Whatever this pattern is, it's squeezing. It's also flattening out. So we very well could break higher out of here for TAN. Lithium flat, but still looks good for the ETF to go higher. REMX slightly higher, and this looks good to work its way on up. To me, it kind of looks like a double bottom there. There's bottom one, bottom two. I do think it's trying to bottom right where it's at. Baltic Dry Index up 1.77%. I think it's trying to bottom as well here. We're coming from ridiculously low levels compared to history, all the way down here. This is a very cheap price for Baltic Dry Index. Home builders down a little over 1%. This is an interesting one. We've broken to the downside of this rising wedge, and I think it is suspicious if rates continue higher. This very well could go sideways or lower with rates going on up. Russell 2000 up, plunge protection team doing its job. It's up a little bit. Same with SPX up. Looks like all-time highs there. And then the NASDAQ, it's right at resistance going across there. SMCI getting a short squeeze going on with SMCI at 50. It's up 16.5% today. There it is coming on down. And a big short squeeze on this thing. Shorts getting hit there. Nvidia up 0.4%. It's up there, getting a little bit of selling pressure up there. Lost a little bit of momentum today. Bitcoin down 1.5%, but still above support. Ethereum down 3.6%. Seeing a little bit of selling pressure here. We'll see if there's any follow through tomorrow. MicroStrategy still in this big flag pattern, which is generally a bullish formation to go higher. The VIX is at 0 as the S&P was trading pretty much sideways, so not much movement on the VIX today. But that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Specials, that coupon code that you're looking for. 50% off first month and a larger discount on the yearly membership. We've got a question and answer session coming up on Sunday, 5 p.m. And that's been updated on the website. We did do our Q&A, which has been loaded to the website if you want to see that one as well. And that's all I've got for today, guys. So we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.